Episode 313 of A to the show. Traveling around the world now, and we got a guy in Canada and a lady in Beirut. Awesome. What? And Inas Marc, nice to meet you guys. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you for hosting
so
us.
who's gonna do this? Who's gonna tell us how you guys met? What's the backstory here? Who's gonna tell us? Yeah, we gotta know the backstory.
Yeah, give the spotlight to the girl. Yeah.
I guess we know who's the social bug in the group.
Yeah, so basically we started this during quarantine, like everyone else did. We started off doing covers, and Mark and I weren't really like very close as friends. We were just in the same university and the same music club and all that. And we slid into each other's DMs as friends, of course. And and we were like, let's do something. Let's do a cover and collab. Yeah. And that happened. We did like 4 or 5 covers at first. And this went on for almost a year until we thought, like, why not do an original? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's do that. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to end, but let's do it. It's fun. And that's how we started. Mark, you can talk a bit.
Yeah.
Who made the first move?
I can. I think for the original, it was me. Yeah. For the covers, I think it was me, man. Yeah, I saw her covers on Insta. She was insane. She was amazing. So I was like, okay, why not do a cover? I don't know her, but I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Let's just DM. Mm-hmm. And we did the Bruno Mars's what song?
When I Was Your Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that song. Yeah. The
power. And what was it about her covers that, like, caught your eye, so that you'd be able to work together?
Cover? The thing is, she didn't have like this huge setup or this huge quality mic. She just had like one mic and that's it. And she did insane stuff with it. So I was like, if we just put together the mic and my MIDI keyboard, that's like this tiny thing, we can do insane stuff. And that just happened. Then we did a couple other covers. We did Crazy. We did, yeah. Then we started the originals. Yeah, that was nice.
Right, awesome. I do want to comment on the power of sliding into the DMs, because you guys slid into each other's DMs, we slid into your DMs. That's how it all happens. It really is amazing, actually, how artists are all connecting with slide into the DM. I want to ask you guys, what do you think about the college you guys went to? Because you all went to AUB. Said went to AUB. We've had so many guests that have been to AUB. I feel like that school has a lot of creative, talented people come out of it. But I don't understand why. Right. But what is it about AUB that brings you guys inside and everyone on the show?
I think it's mainly the music club. But unfortunately, I wasn't like part of the great experience of the music club, because I only spent 1 month on semester before COVID-19 and all that. But Mark can share his experience, because he's been there like way more.
Like on my first semester, I didn't do like anything related to clubs or events or anything like that. But on the second semester, I joined the music club as a committee member, then vice president, etc. Then joined AUB Outdoors as well as concert team leader. And thing is, everyone that's passionate about something has a club for them in AUB. It's like the student life is insane. Like student affairs is lit. There's like almost 150 people in the club when I was VP, I guess, music club, and everyone likes music, so they just were in the music room and you just get to meet everyone. It's insane.
Yeah, seems to the creative side, and I wonder if you have a comment on this, on why AUB has so many strong alumni.
On the student life activities, like this within the campus. Yeah, it's nice, bro, because like the students are passionate when they, especially because like every other year you find like 2 or 3 new clubs that just sprout out of nowhere, and they're just created originally by the students themselves, and it's run by the students. So obviously there's some sort of bureaucracy where, you know, there's supervision from the administration, but other than that, it's plainly run by the students themselves. So it's nice to see them being able to take on these roles, like of leadership roles, of administrative roles, which kind of like, in a sense, they prepare them for the future, you know. It's because they are similar to what jobs you could have later on. Like, it's like building a skill set within while at the same time having fun to a certain degree.
Right, and it encourages independence, I guess, when you have your own club, right? You have to do everything independently. And I want to ask you guys, do you guys do everything just between the two of you for your music, like producing and writing, and or do you guys have other collaborators? Yeah.
It usually goes, at least on the first album we did, the one you listened to, Inas writes lyrics. Then she sends them to me by WhatsApp or anything, and I start composing. Process takes about like a week to get the main melody done, so just to get the main idea of the song. Then we start adding and sharing and mixing and stuff. But then we need to basically mix and master the song, so we send it to someone who does that when it's done. On this album we worked with Karim Nasruddin. His artist name is Kar Nasser, I guess. That's it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we also worked with Haejl. She's an artist. She did the artwork for the album. Yeah,
all the visuals.
Nice. So you guys can't do everything by yourselves. Pretty much, you have to go.
Unfortunately.
All right.
And how are you able to connect the melody that you want to make with her lyrics? How you guys are synchronizing these things together?
Basically, Mark had this idea for a tune, but it was nothing. It's like probably just a couple of chords on the piano, and he'd send them to me, and I'd kind of get the vibe, whether it's a happy song, a sad song, and I kind of connect it to like my past experiences and everything that I can get inspiration from for the lyrics. And I write, like, let's say a verse or a chorus, and we continue with that.
Yeah, so you mentioned that you try to connect it with something that's happened to you before. So you mentioned demons and shattered promises. Is that from like a personal thing, or?
I think everyone has his or hers like demons inside of their head or inside of their heart, or scars, or everything that's related to your past, because like in this journey of life we learn a lot and we lose a lot. So that was related to my personal demons, or things that I have constant battles with, I guess.
I also noticed, like, in each song the beat is like different, you know. They're not all the same wavelength, and there's a different frequency for each song. That's when I was listening to them, I felt like there's different vibes. So do you see yourself as a very expressive person, to be able to create, to be able to express your emotions in each song differently to a different wavelengths?
Of course, like, they're not all considered as emotional songs that you can relate to and all of that, especially when we're talking about The Hobo, the third song on the list. Yeah. It's not an actual experience, but I'm a writer in general. I like writing creative stories and all of that. So I kind of connected my writer self into this song and created this story about the hobo. And I really wanted to make it very weird and catchy, so because it was related to the tune. The tune was very like weird. So that's how the hobo came to be.
And is the role ever reversed, where, for example, you write the lyrics and then Mark, you, for example, create the melody after that, compared to what you were reading?
I mean, on the first week, it's basically just we throw ideas at it. No, I send her a couple of notes. She sent me one verse. I send her a more developed instrumental. She sends me another chorus. But it's
it's a give and take situation.
It's either or, yeah.
All right, so you got like a good chemistry going on there. It's like vibing. It's like okay, we can bounce our ideas off of each other, but it's not someone completely, having full control. It's just like there's a parallel motion between you two.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you want to give us some advice on how to collaborate with each other without killing each other? Pretty much.
Um,
I love doing this podcast together. We've been friends since high school, but sometimes.
nice.
Yo, what?
Fucking Irish, you didn't know.
Just kidding. But yeah, what do
I
you?
think this relationship is one-sided.
Just kidding. Just kidding. How do you collaborate with someone and stay equal? And I want to hear what you guys think.
I think it's just
you slide into their DMs.
there you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you have your own creative vision, I can imagine. When you listen to something, you interpret something your own way, right? And then someone else interprets something else their own way, because that's how imaginations work. So how do you guys both mash your both imaginations to create a new Frankenstein monster?
Yeah.
New tapes. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I can send something that Inas doesn't like. She'll tell me she's honest, and I'm honest with her when she sends me a lyric I don't like. You just have to take the criticism as constructive and just follow it. If she didn't like it, just change it a bit.
I see.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
All right. Yeah.
It's actually something that I was watching a bit today. I don't know why. This just popped up on my YouTube feed about for example, the sigma. Okay, so the different social archetypes of people. You know, there's like the alpha, beta, sigma, gamma, and all of those things. So I don't know why I'm mentioning this, but it just like I didn't like now when you guys were just talking about how accepting each other's constructive criticism and stuff like that, you know, it just gave up that vibe where you like not like both of you are not, you know, dominating over each other. It's just like and an equal motion between each other. It's just like fair and you guys accept each other's opinions.
Definitely.
You know, because so what would you suggest for people who do not have that balance in their relationship?
I mean, this just depends on the chemistry between people. Like, not every artist or people in general are meant to be together as friends or as collaborators or anything. Sometimes you vibe in a way and your partner vibes in a different way, and that just means that you guys might not vibe together. And that's not wrong. It's just you're not compatible in a sense.
It'd be better.
So yeah, so I was lucky to be compatible with Marc on like a professional level, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like in a relationship, you can meet someone and you clash with them. So the music is gonna go more, let's say, my way than Inas's, because I make the calls and that. But you have to get this professional relationship where you can meet the middle ground and both like what you do. You also have to have the same vibe, the same taste in music, the same energy, the same that.
I see. And I want to know, do you guys like performing live the most or recording the music the most? I know you said you worked in maybe outdoors and events and stuff. What's your favorite part of music?
Well, I'm mainly a drummer before all that. I've been playing drums since I'm like 14 maybe. I was in a couple of bands. I played Fête de la Musique multiple times. I played in outdoors also, of course. Countless music club events. Thing is, with live music, it's so much more entertaining because you get a live reaction of what you're doing. You don't have to wait for the like Insta comments or something like that.
Yeah.
You get no. I mean, if you fuck up, you know you fucked up because people will do, yeah, haram, ya Allah. But the hype of, and the hype, basically the hype of live music is insane. It's insane.
And how do you deal with those haram scenarios?
You just go with it. You're like, yeah, throw haram, bas yalla. Still more music.
To be honest, something that I've noticed about a lot of drummers is, like, I don't know if this is actually true, but sometimes from what I've seen, is they're usually the quiet ones. So I don't know if this attributes to you or not.
Yeah, I mean, quiet in one way. You know, you're basically, people stage people, they tend to put the drum set behind everything. So basically in the picture, you just get to see like, "Ek ana wara." But I mean, you just don't get highlighted as much as مثلا the guitarist gets to stand up and like do tricks with his guitar. And I mean, if you mean quiet one as like in life, no.
Damn.
You want to share some insight on that, maybe? In what sense are you not the quiet one then?
I mean, it depends on the band, maybe, you know. I mean, if I lead the band, مثلا, during rehearsals
In general,
and
like
stuff.
you as a person, how do you consider yourself?
No, definitely not quiet. I like to be out there, basically. I mean, not the center of attention, but still not the left out quiet one in the back.
And why is it that the drums are always in the back? Like, this is something I don't understand. Like, why can't we push them towards the front?
Because if we put the drums on the front, everyone else will be in the back. That's not fair.
Yeah, we can't have that.
What do you think of all these electronic drums that are coming out that are smaller in size and more compact?
I used to have one, and if it's good quality, it's fine. But still, you don't get to practice the real feel of a drum set, of a live drum set. I mean, an acoustic one. But still, it's a good alternative. مثلا هلا I'm bound to get one in Canada, and I'm in a small apartment, so
nice.
I can only get the electronic one. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, exactly. So electronic instruments, guitars and pianos and stuff are all becoming more trendy as they're more quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to bang. Yeah. So, do you think that these instruments are going to replace our traditional instruments?
There actually are a couple electronic drums on live sets, on live gigs.
Oh, wow.
Because they're more affordable, that's one. And exactly for practicing at home, you don't hear shit on electronic drums because you get to plug in your headphones and only you listen. The other will basically listen to sound of plastic.
Yeah. Wow.
What about you, Inas? What kind of instruments do you use?
Oh, I play my vocal cords and that's it. I've tried the piano when I was 12 years old, but nah, that's not my thing. And I never tried anything else, so I just stick to singing.
Yeah. You ever enjoyed like playing an instrument or anything like that? Like while you're singing?
Not really. No, I actually found this very hard. Like even if I got myself to memorize how to play something on the piano, I could never sing and play at the same time. Just too much for my brain. Yeah. But I've always loved to learn the violin or the cello. I like these really classical vibes, but no, it's just too much commitment and hard work. And I've seen like a lot of people who've like learned how to play these instruments at a very young age, and it's kind of challenging, like getting into this industry where you play an instrument and you've just started. Like I'm 21 now, and I'm competing with people who have been playing for like 15 years or whatever. So yeah, it's kind of hard getting into this industry, I guess. So I'll stick to singing for now.
Yeah, and you mentioned something that is a crucial point, that the competition starts from such a young age. It doesn't start, like when you're aware of what you're doing. You start when you're a young kid. So that means you're not necessarily in that field where you chose to be in it. So like you didn't choose maybe to be a singer or a drummer or anything of the sort. Maybe your parents just like thought of it as like, okay, let's give them an instrument to play. And because I'm pretty sure when we're kids, we're not actively thinking, it's like, yeah, I want to learn how to play the guitar. This is my decisions. Like, I want to be a musician for the rest of my life or something like that. I feel like it's kind of placed upon you. It's like, what do you guys think about that perspective?
Yeah, I agree that this is, let's call it a norm. And I can see it like from my parents and how they pushed me to learn the piano and how my brothers pushed their kids to learn something. but I don't know. Like I think for my kids in the future, I would want them to learn something, but I would make them choose. Yeah, I wouldn't like, خلاص, and just learn the piano or learn the guitar. Like whatever you feel is right, whatever you think you can vibe with the most, just choose it and learn it at your pace.
Mm-hmm. Mark, you also wanted to say?
Yeah. My dad plays the piano, the saxophone, and guitar. So I got music from him, basically. But my mother doesn't play anything. My brother is younger than me, so people on my dad's side aren't into music. They can't clap in rhythm. They're terrible. So, yeah. So, it's a fiasco. So I tried piano when I was maybe 5, 6, and I hated it because the tunes were so boring. You know, I wanted to play something like with hype and Haejl, and I was just playing like 3 notes. It was insanely boring. So I skipped that after 2 courses. Then I tried guitar, I hated it. I tried drums, I loved it. I tried saxophone, but I can't breathe that way, so I skipped saxophone. I started learning bass alone at home. And during quarantine, basically, yeah. The thing is, when you learn an instrument, you can always learn alone. You don't have to have a teacher for that. I only took a teacher for drums. That's because I got to a like high-ish level. So you can just keep going online. But if you want to get the basics and stuff, you can do it online easily.
How do you learn? If one wants to get into, you say that you just learn how to play an instrument, but how to?
Okay, let me show you.
Yes.
Piano. Good.
We're gonna get a live demonstration right now. It's like, all right, masterclass of piano playing,
but with no sound. So boring masterclass. So if you just memorize 4 chords, that's a C, G, A minor, F. That's 4 chords. You can play over 1 billion songs, I think, with only those. Piano is basically stupid.
Music secrets revealed.
Yes. Don't worry about piano. It's stupid. So just memorize the chords. You can go online and look up the chords for any song. You get to play it. Super easy.
Beethoven is rolling in his grave right now.
He was so bothered.
He came out of the grave.
Writing on parchment and stuff.
I mean, wait, writing on parchment, don't drummers also do that?
There's notes for drums, but I don't like to use them. I think drum is meant to be like more free. Imagine you hear a drum music and the drum is like constant, super constant, and following the say the ما في ولا roll, ما في ولا cymbal, ما في هيدا. It's boring as fuck. Insa.
Yeah.
But in a song, when you're trying to incorporate multiple sounds and each one has like a different beat.
Yeah.
So like maybe there would be a constant sound from the drums, but there will also be other sounds involved. So then, when you're putting them all together, it's like a collage of just like great music.
The thing is, you can think of drums, in most mainstream music. Drums is like, just think of metronome. He keeps all the other instruments, the drummer, he keeps the instruments in sync and on beat.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the drum won't go off beat, it will stay the same, maybe change a bit the pattern, but it will stay on beat. So the other instruments can more vary and do crazy stuff. That's it.
So I'm guessing you look forward to like drumming solos and stuff during a show or live performance.
Yes, of course.
Of course. That's what we train.
We used to play Shallow, my band, Shallow, Lady Gaga, and from the movie.
Yes, in the shalala.
Yes. Yeah, this one. I used to put a drum solo in that at the end. And I used to put the drum solo come in the gig, and drum solo during Zombie, And I love drum
Nice.
solos. Insane.
Nice. Zombie by the Cranberries, right?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
feel like the Cranberries has a lot of relation with your guys' kind of music. I wonder, did the Cranberries inspire you? When I first heard the music, my girlfriend told me, "Is that the Cranberries?"
Yo.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What are your guys' inspirations?
Inas?
For each song, like speaking about the album, it was a different inspiration. Like, for example, we think of a certain hit, like let's say Not Dancing With You or I'm Not Dancing With You Tonight. The first thing that came to mind was the like retro pop hit Blinding Lights. And yeah, and Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia, the album. I felt like the whole retro 80s scene was a huge thing in 2020 for some reason. Like every single singer or pop singer had to have like an 80s vibe to their songs. So I was like, why not join them? And Mark came up with the tune, and I came up with a breakup anthem and all of that, and we did it.
Oh wow, that's a great example of how artists inspired a specific song. I wonder, Mark, what about you? Any inspirations? What are your inspirations?
Yeah, if you wanna, like my favorite artists are obviously I love Michael Jackson, I love Elton John. I like more recent. I think Dua Lipa put out the most insane album in like a while.
Yes, very insane. Everywhere I go, I listen to. I'm levitating. I'm at the
Yes.
gym. I'm levitating. I'm at the grocery store. The baby, the baby, the baby. Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because the whole album is inspired by this whole 80s vibe. Lots of synth, lots of weird percussions, 80s drums like the these stuff. It's that's
love the drum set. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. That's the best music. So we were heavily inspired by that for Not Dancing With You Tonight. Lots of synth, lots of drumming, like intense drumming, like Take On Me, Aha, the
Yes.
yeah.
Oh.
And what's with this connection, or like not necessarily connection, but this thing where we constantly want to go back to the 80s and for music wise? Is it like the best era of music, or what's
Yes.
going on?
Michael
Jackson.
Yes.
Truly.
Like when
yeah.
you want to dance, when you want to go to a disco or whatever, you just immediately think of the 80s. So when you want to come up with a very dancey, jumpy song, just go for the 80s. You're not going to be wrong.
Right.
Look, I don't want to
Yeah.
like attack recent music, but when you listen to Masalan, those I don't know if you guys listen to this, but like only the people like Mr. Savage and Baby Little these people. Come on. The lyrics they don't make sense. He's like, okay, I go to the store and I hit on your mother and your sister.
That's true. What do you think that
was insane?
So what do you think that means, right? Because you are right that if you look at the top 100 songs right now, they're all very like about drugs or sex or very stupid lyrics.
I mean,
right?
yeah, that's what sells the most. But it's been selling ever since, even in the 80s. You know,
Has this always been the way? Was it like this in the 80s, or has it changed since? What do you think?
Yeah, bro. It's like they're always talking about cocaine and then heroin and shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, when they used to, what's the song "Don't Stop Me Now"? Queen.
Yes.
That's about sex. That's about sex. But he's not like,
Having
yes,
a
I
good
like
time.
to go have sex. It's not like direct. I go have sex and I like sex. It's like more developed. It's a nice song. There's a guitar solo. It's more.
It's more poetic.
Yeah, and when you listen to lyrics by Elton John, it's so much more like few romantic songs. It's not just. I don't know what these people do. The new
A fling. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
No, you're right.
I think they're trying to associate it a lot with like hookup culture, maybe something like that. It's just like throw it out there, just stick it in.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Nobody flair, it's working.
Yeah. No, I feel strange because I know, like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like kids listen to this stuff and they're influenced by it, right? But at the same time,
100%.
kids that used to listen to Eminem and they were influenced by Eminem. So What do you think
I mean,
about
no,
the artist and the role of the responsibility of an artist? Does every artist have like a responsibility with their art and music and how it affects people listening? What do you guys think?
Yeah. Inas, you want to get it?
Well, when it comes to the lyrics, I feel like you have to write something that people can relate to and something that's not going to make people like go crazy, in a very negative way. Like you either want to empower someone or you want to make them feel happy about something or you want to remind them of their ex and why they're like over them, and you just never want to be that person who's influencing people to do something wrong, at least that's just me. So I kind of don't really like respect much songs that are out there and that influence you to do bad things, whether drugs or let's say I'm against hookup culture and all of that. Yeah, it just depends on the artist and how, like, what's their vision in life.
I mean, you can't blame it on the artist, or you can go more broadly. You can blame it on the radio. Literally, the radio company, the radio station. If it's trash,
They're playing it.
Yeah, don't play it, man. True.
Yeah, but I think also it's the record labels. The record labels probably like push it upon the artist to make that kind of music, because like you see a lot of artists who originally don't start off that way. They're going off like speaking from their heart and like talking about their own experiences, and then somehow just like out of nowhere they just completely change into this person, this empty shell of a celebrity, just basically trying to sell the main topics.
And let's say
I think we can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we can blame the trends of like our generation and like what people have come into. And if you don't write about drugs, if you don't write about naked women, if you don't write about these stuff, then people just won't listen to your songs. And I think that's kind of sad for like underrated artists who sing from their heart and write about their experiences and all of that, because some of these songs actually mean something. And they can actually like change a person's life if they listen to the song once or twice or whatever. So it's just unfortunate, I'd say.
And that's the point of music. Literally. What's the point of music? If you're supposed to listen and actually connect to it and have it change you a little bit. I'm really pissed off. I feel like money has ruined film and art and music. It's definitely because it's true. Like you could make songs that are more heartfelt and stuff, but they won't get as many streams as
exactly
that. Yes, like it's not that they won't, but they won't get as many. And
I would disagree with you.
Yes, I guess depends on. Do you think money's not ruining art, Saeed?
No.
Ruining
That's not the point I was making. I was like, what I wanted to say is like, if people who are speaking from their heart and who are singing passionately, they can make it. They
can make it.
That's not the argument. Yeah, and like the first person that always pops to my head is Adele. I mean, she's not talking about sex and stuff. She's nor drugs. And she has a great voice.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly, man.
All right.
I mean, okay, maybe I don't know, rolling the deep, but possible. Or it could be about depression. I don't know.
That's true. No, she's an awesome artist. I want to say, Mark and us, we're convinced we're going to start a band, me and Saeed.
Let's go!
I was saying Saeed plays the drums. Sounds good.
Actually, my favorite instrument is the drums, but I don't know how to play them.
And then I'll sing. I'll learn how to sing. Yeah.
I'll teach you.
I want to know, how did you guys okay, so you're like, I can do this, I can do this. Let's come together, but there's more than just the drums and the music and the songs that come into bands. How do you find the name of the band, for example? Or how do you pick the name of your record? Or how do you find the branding and stuff like that? Like, how did you guys have to figure all that out? And
marketability.
Yes, please teach us.
Marketability.
Yeah.
Speaking of marketability, I'm a marketing student.
Nice.
Okay, that's how
like that solves everything. Basically, my favorite part of marketing in itself is branding and like being able to be creative when trying to come up with something. So for the album in specific, I know what the people want since I'm a marketer myself, and I know what works. But at the same time, I don't want to make it clash with what the album really is about. So basically we came up with some ideas on, for example, the like to really, really small details. For example, I'm not dancing with you tonight. Okay. So the title is kind of lengthy and it's kind of, you know, like not the usual title, but that's marketing as well. Like it's gonna pop out, like out when someone's reading the track list and they see the sentence, I'm not dancing with you tonight. Like, why aren't you dancing with who tonight? And that's gonna make them think, and they're gonna want to know what this song is about. So this is how the marketing mind works. I'm letting go of my tricks over here.
Don't say too much.
I'm not gonna reveal much.
Music secrets revealed. Right.
Yeah, basically. And Mark, do you have anything to add?
I mean, no, basically just social media, man. Just keep كل out there. Every time you do something, throw it on your story, throw a post, throw a just get as many people involved as possible, and you got this.
Yeah. And you guys have you found your niche, or are you not looking for a niche or whatever?
Right.
When it comes to the niche, why we did the album was purely for fun and purely because we have a lot of time that we don't want to waste. So we weren't really looking for anything to like, it's not, I wouldn't call it a long-term plan or something that we want to monetize. Like if it happens, it happens, but it's not like our pure goal to like out of making music. It's mainly just to express and make people feel better about themselves and all of that. So we weren't really looking for a niche, but indirectly I think we kind of found what our niche is, because as you can see, the album is very diverse in terms of genres. Like you have Shattered Promises, it's very emotional. You have The Hobo, it's very pop and weird. And we can kind of see what the people like the most, which is the more emotional depresso types. So they loved Shattered Promises. I don't know who hurt them. I'm really sorry about the people who hurt you guys. But people just loved Shattered Promises and they loved I'm Coming Back for You. So we kind of saw that, yeah, people like emotions, and that's kind of what we're trying to stick to the most.
I can add
and
something. Sorry.
No, go ahead. You're the guest.
So now we started with Shattered Promises, released it as a single, and we were like doing really for fun, and we didn't expect the number of like likes and listens and plays to be this high. It reached like more than 2K in a couple of months, maybe.
Yeah.
We really didn't expect that. I have like 1,000 followers, but like 4 of them are active, and we don't know where these people came from. But Shattered Promises it was a really minor hit compared to other stuff. But we didn't expect. I expected like literally 500 listens and then Yalla Die song, خلاص. But then we were like, okay, let's make it more diverse. We included the 80s hit, more popish, weird song, The Hobo, and we also mixed Arabic, maybe to reach the people who speak Arabic more into Arab music. So this was a trial for all the genres we can do, so we can be more specific in the next album, let's say.
All right.
Okay, so this album is basically testing the waters to see which kind of audience works for you the most, or what?
Yeah,
what type
to a
of
certain
song,
extent it is. Yeah.
Because in a sense, to be honest, when I was listening to the album, I felt like, okay, it might be a bit of a diverse album, but the thing is, it's good. You know, it's like all of them together fit the album. I don't know how, but although like each one is a different kind of genre in a sense,
yeah.
But they were working. You know, it's like you knew like this is like in a sense one circle of one bubble of an album. It wasn't like two all over the place.
Yeah, we couldn't make it work on the music, but we made it work on the story. Basically, the lyrics kind of follow up each other in a sort of story. Inas, go ahead. Story.
Yeah. While I was writing, I think the 4th song, Coming Back for You, I kind of realized that, okay, I'm seeing a storyline that I didn't even think of. Like I wasn't even trying to make a storyline, but I saw the storyline. So we kind of did the track list in that order, especially for the first 3 songs. So it starts off with Shattered Promises, where the girl is heartbroken and she's speaking about her ex and all of that. And then it moves on to I'm Not Dancing With You Tonight. And this is where like she gets her empowerment and she wants to move on. And she goes like, I'm not dancing with you tonight. And after that, while she's not dancing with him tonight, she sees the hobo and she dances with the hobo instead. And that was kind of like these 3 songs in specific were very like synchronized, but unintentionally synchronized in terms of the lyrics and the storyline. And then Coming Back For You, it's not very related, but it is like at the end of the day, the happy vibes and I'm coming back and all of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Music secrets revealed. Awesome. All right. Thank you guys, Mark and Inas, for coming on the A2 show.
Thank you so much.
So what's next for you guys? You guys have another album you're working on?
Yeah, and also you guys are in
Yes.
2 separate countries. So what?
Right.
How's that working?
Yeah.
Actually, funny thing, we have never seen each other. Like, no, wait. We've never seen each other like doing the music. We've never made the music together. It was always me in my house and him in his house. We never like met to, write lyrics or do anything. It was always on the phone or Zoom.
And for the future, how's that gonna work?
I guess it's gonna stay the same because he's in Canada and I'm here.
I compose the music on my little keyboard here, and she sings it per mic. We send everything online.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is how the world's connected.
Yep. Pretty much. Then we get to have you guys on A2 the show. Awesome. 2 different countries in one. Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you so
then,
much.
This was great. I really had a lot of fun. Learned a lot about music. Aside,
thank you for hosting.
What about you?
I'm always open to learning about anything. To be honest, it's not only about music. It's about everything.
Yes, perfect. Well, we talked about a lot of things on this episode, so thank you so much, Inas Marc, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching A2 the show, the most international, most diverse, educational, entertainment podcast. Thank you for coming on the show. Is there anything else you want to shout out or say before we wrap up?
Stream the Blue Tapes, please.
Stay. What? Oh
Stream
yeah,
the
stream the
Blue
Blue Tapes and stay tuned for more.
Let's do it. Peace out. Let's get out of here.